TBW anyway? Well, what does it mean?
To be watched.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Could you speak up?
To be watched.
To be watched. To be watched.
What's he chasing?
Mr. Wharton, did you at any point say to Summerhill, the reason we've been inspecting you a lot is because we're worried about the philosophy that pupils are not forced to go to lessons? Because that's the reality, is it not?
The reality is, routine inspections were made because we were worried that the school was not providing...
efficient and suitable instruction, that old chestnut, yes. You mentioned the word routine, but what was happening at Summerhill wasn't the slightest bit routine, was it? Because Summerhill was on a government hit list. Ofsted had the school in its sights for the best part of a decade, and this year, you decided to go for the jugular and shut it down.
I object, Your Honor. This is conjecture.
Robertson, please.
The school was to be watched. It was on a hit list and had been for 9 years. Mr. Wharton, why was the school not told about this?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Well, happily, I am sure. The answer is because it was a secret. A secret.
Watch out!
Reference, Your Honor, is page 233. Summerhill to remain TBW. An internal Ofsted letter dated 1993.
On guard.
All of which means, Your Honor, that Summerhill was on a hit list way before 1993.
Your Honor, it wasn't a hit list.
Then, fed up when their endless year-in, year-out inspections weren't having the desired effect,
Pure conjecture.
Ofsted sent in a team of 8. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's one inspector for every 7 pupils in the school to close it down.
Prove it.
Watch me.
Surely the school had a fundamental right to know why they were being subjected to this level of surveillance.
I agree it would have been desirable.
Mr. Wharton, be honest. Ofsted wanted to close Summerhill down. You decided on a game of sudden death, didn't you?
I'm not sure I follow.
By forcing Summerhill to do something you knew they would never agree to, making lessons compulsory, you thought you could strike it from the register of schools. I submit, Your Honor, if I may be so bold, that this is what you had in mind from the moment you set foot in the school. This was the game in hand.
My learned friend is making all this up.
Am I? Who's making what up, eh?
Your Honor, I need to take advice.
And to just be adjourned for an hour.
There is a president.
Give me that one.
Give me the black one.
What? What's
There's a
press
Press 24, I'm sure. Geoffrey. The Secretary of State has decided he'd like to take the pressure off Summerhill just a little.
Feel like surrendering? Ha. You're giving up before I cut your head off.
Will you take your seats, please?
Miss Jade,
The Secretary of State has offered Mrs. Redhead an out-of-court agreement.
this has been accepted?
Mrs. Redhead can't make that decision for the school. The community has to decide whether to accept or to continue with the case. They need to hold a school meeting in here, if that's accepted.
With respect, Your Honor,
Of course.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your chair this week.
And your secretary.
Excuse me, sir, but visitors aren't allowed in our meetings. We have to vote on whether we let them, you, stay.
Of course. Please.
Go on, Stella. Order! There is one case for the special meeting today. But first, I propose we let the visitors stay to see how we do things. All those for the proposal? All those against? Then it's carried. You're all invited to stay. Zoe, what does the agreement say?
The Secretary of State recognises that this independent school, based as it is on the writings and systems of A.S. Neil, has a right to its own philosophy. Now, this is really important because what it's saying is that we don't have to do things the government's way.
But will the inspectors keep on coming?
Ofsted are going to have to take us off the to-be watched list, but then they'll do the inspections normally. But when they do come, which will probably be in about 4 years' time, they're going to have to bring an expert in our kind of education.
Ryan?
If we agree, can we still sign up for lessons?
And not be forced to go to everything?
The freedom of the children to attend classroom lessons or not in accordance with Neil's philosophy is acknowledged. Yes.
Hey! Order! This is a meeting. 10 pence fine, Will. So, the two proposals are accept the agreement or let Zoe, our expert witness, and the old pupils prove what a great school we really are and defeat the government properly. And maybe lose.
That's it, Stella. You got it.
Lucy?
Zoe, what do you think?
I don't know, Lucy. I really don't know. I mean, I think I'll feel cheated if I don't get a chance to stand up and defend the school against all the lies.
Let's fight to the death.
Hear, hear.
A peace agreement is sometimes the best outcome, if it ends a war.
This agreement would make Summerhill the most protected school in the world. It's a charter for freedom.
Any more questions?
Remarkable.
All those for accepting the government agreement. All those against? Then it's carried. We accept the government agreement. Thank you, sir and madam, for allowing us the privilege of having a school meeting in your courtroom.
Not at all. It's